Hello all. So today we are going to see three variations of solving zigzag conversion problem on Leetcode. So let's start. Let's first try to understand the logic of it. So the question says that there is a string that is given and we have to write it in a zigzag pattern. So basically like this, we have to write it like this. Okay, so the example that they have given is PayPal is hiring, and we would also be given number of rows. So for example, in the first example, the number of rows is 3. Okay, so how we have to write is P A Y, and then we have to go back here, P, and then in the zigzag fashion. Okay, and then here I S H I R I N and then G. Okay, and then we have to return the results by appending all of these. Okay, so we would say answer would be PAHN and then whatever APLSIIG and then YIR. The question is very simple to understand. How can we solve this one? So we'll do the same thing as I explained in the logic. It's just that what data structure we want to choose. Okay, so the simplest data structure that comes to my mind is we can maintain a map of num rows length. Okay, so there will be 3 keys, each belonging to an index. So for in this case, the keys in the map would be 0, 1 and 2, and then what we would do is we would traverse this string, whatever is the string that is given to us. First I'll add the character to the 0th index, the next one to A, to the first index, the next character to the second index. Okay, whenever we reach like the next index, which is going to be 3, we know that this is not a valid index because we have only 3 rows to maintain. So we would go back and next character we would write it here. Okay, and then we would go up. Okay, like this. And whenever we reach, like whenever we are going up, and then when we reach this position like -1, then we know that we have to go down. Okay, and by 2 positions actually. So next character would not be written 0 but at 1, right? So we have written PAY PA, the next character L would be written here, right? And then next one is here, and then we reach here again and we would write next one here. Okay, so we would continue like that, and in the end we would just append all these 3 strings. Okay, so let's see the code of it. So what we would do is we would take a map of integer would be the key and string would be the value. Okay, and then what we would do is we would take an index variable which would serve as the key in our map while we'll be inserting, and then another boolean variable down, which would be true when we are going down in the zigzag order. So initially it would be true, and we would change this in our code to false when we would be traveling up in the zigzag order. Okay. Next we would take a loop. Okay, and then whatever index we are currently working with, like we would add that character at that index. Okay, so initially there could be no string, so that's why I'm defaulting to empty string, get our default method, and plus C. Okay, right, now we have to increment our index, right? So I would say if down, then plus plus. If we are going down, that means this would be plus plus, else it would be minus minus IDX. Okay, now we have to also check the bounds. Okay, so we would say if index is greater than or equal to num rows. Okay, what we would do is idx is equal to num rows minus 2, right? Because we cross the index and now, so for example, in the previous example, if you see this example, if we wrote y and then we incremented our index idx value, so it would be somewhere like 0, 1, 2 and 3. Then next character would be written at index 1, right? So this is fine, this looks fine. And then down would become false, okay? And else if this is not the case, then if index is less than 0, then what we can do is we would always start from 1, right? If that is the case. And then down would be true, okay? So that is the logic to populate the map. Now in the end, what we have to do is we have to basically append all the strings that we have created, right? So okay, okay, so if there is no string, then what we are going to do, we are going to append empty string, okay? And in the end, we are going to just return. Okay, so this gives wrong answer for num rows 1 case, okay? So what we can do is we can just add a condition to solve the edge case. If there is only one row, we can simply return. Okay, let's run it. Okay, let's submit this one. So it's submitted, and as you can see, like this is a little bit slow. Okay, why? Because we are using string. So let's improve this one by using string builder. Okay, so so this is the second solution. Let me just change it to string builder. So why are we getting this error? Because we are doing m.getI, and that is actually the empty string builder is converting to null. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so as you can see, our runtime complexity improved slightly. Okay, let's use one more improvement, and in that what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this hash map. Okay, so I'm going to remove this hash map with an integer array, an array of string builders basically. So I would use the index positions as key instead of creating a hash map. Okay, so let's see. Would be of size num rows. Okay, and then this is fine. Here I have to change the logic, right? So I have to say m at idx equals I can simply do append. Okay, see, but the problem is, like, initially the string builder array would contain null values, so you can have a check for that. If m equals null, then we have to initialize it. Okay, and then I append it, and then I think rest of the logic should remain same. Here again we have to do traverse the array now. Okay, for and it could be null as we have seen previously. So If it's null, then append this, else append this. Okay. So, and then we are returning the same value. So let's test this one. So you can see it improved to almost 82%. So that is it for this video. We saw how we improve from like how string builder makes a difference here. And this complexity is big O of n in terms of runtime and in terms of space as well. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.